Hello friends and welcome back. Our today's topic is admittance, conductance and susceptance. Okay, so we will study these three different parameters. Okay, so one by one we will study them. Now our very first parameter is admittance. It is indicated by capital letter Y. Okay, now as per definition, this admittance is nothing but the reciprocal of impedance. So therefore what we can write, admittance Y is equal to reciprocal, means we have to write 1 by Z. So this is the formula of admittance. Okay, now what is your impedance? Impedance is nothing but voltage upon current. So since this is reciprocal, so what we are getting as admittance, I divided by V. Okay, so it is exactly opposite of impedance. Okay, now since your admittance is reciprocal of impedance, so it is measured in ohms. So if you write ohm in reverse order, you will get mho. So it is measured in mho. But during recent times, it is mostly measured in Siemens. So Siemens is the new days unit for admittance, whereas during old days, mho was mostly used as the unit for measurement of admittance. Okay. Now we will see what is the advantage of using admittance unit. Now you know that this is reciprocal of impedance. So if impedance of any branch is higher, definitely current flowing through that branch will be lower. Okay, but opposite is the case with admittance. If admittance of any branch is higher, then definitely more and more current will be admitted or allowed through that branch. Hence this unit was named as admittance, means more the value of admittance, more current will be admitted in the circuit. Okay, this can also be predicted from this formula. So what we are getting here, Y is equal to I upon V. So what is your current then? So if you take V this side, what you are getting, V multiplied by Y. Okay, so if your voltage is constant, so what we can write, I is directly proportional to Y, means admittance. Okay, so if your admittance increases, definitely current flowing through that branch will increase. So more and more current will be admitted in that branch. Hence this parameter is called as admittance. So if you want high value of current, admittance should be higher. So it is exactly opposite of impedance. Okay. Now friends, you are already acquainted with impedance. So what is impedance? Impedance basically is formed due to the combination of resistance and reactance. Now both these parameters are used to measure the opposition to the flow of current. Okay. But one thing you should remember, what is resistance is also opposition to the flow of current and reactance is also opposition to the flow of current. But there is basic difference between them. Resistance is offered by resistor, okay, and resistor will offer opposition to the flow of current irrespective of time, means at any instant of time resistance will remain same, but reactance is decided by time parameter. So if time is changing, reactance will change. Okay, so here in case of resistance, your opposition will remain same throughout the time period. In case of reactance, your opposition to the flow of current will change according to the time. So this is basic difference between resistance and reactance. And if you use the combination of these two, then we will get impedance. So similarly here we will get impedance. So we can write admittance will also be equal to combination of now two different parameters we will study, conductance and susceptance. Similar to the impedance, here we are having two new parameters, conductance and susceptance. Okay, so what is basically admittance? It will admit the flow of current. Similarly here also your conductance and susceptance will allow the flow of current. So if these two parameters are increasing, current flow will increase. But here rate of increase of current flow will remain same, whereas here rate of flow of current will dependent upon time. Okay, so that is basic difference between conductance and susceptance, and both these quantities are measured in mho or Siemens. Okay, so in detail we will see these parameters. So now our next parameter is conductance. Okay, it is indicated by capital letter G. So as per definition, conductance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. So resistance opposes flow of current. So now we are taking reciprocal. So conductance will allow the flow of current. So if you go on increasing the value of this conductance, your current flow will go on increasing. Hence your formula will be G is equal to 1 by R. So this indicates your conductance is nothing but what? Reciprocal of resistance. Okay. And here the unit for measurement will be same as admittance. So it is measured in Siemens. During old days it was measured in mho. Nowadays it is measured in Siemens. Okay. And one thing you have to remember, conductance is always positive. Okay, susceptance may be positive or negative, but conductance is always positive. So this is always positive. Okay. Now our next parameter is susceptance. Susceptance is indicated by capital letter B, but many times this B is also used for magnetic flux density. Okay, so you should be very careful when you are using symbols. So it should not be confused with magnetic flux density. Okay. Now friends, as per definition, your susceptance is nothing but what? Reciprocal of reactance. So reactance may be inductive reactance or capacitive reactance. So if we are taking reciprocal of reactance, so it means susceptance is also of two types. Inductive susceptance, which is indicated by BL, and capacitive susceptance, which is indicated by BC. Okay. So in many books, instead of BL and BC, only both susceptance are indicated by capital letter B. Okay, so how you will identify whether it is inductive susceptance or capacitive susceptance? So one thing you have to remember, if instead of BL and BC is given, then focus on the sign of B. If it is negative, definitely it is inductive susceptance. If it is positive, definitely it is capacitive susceptance. So you have to remember, inductive susceptance is always negative and capacitive susceptance is always positive. Okay, so from the symbol you can identify it is which type of susceptance. Okay, and similar to the admittance and conductance, susceptance is also measured in Siemens or mho. Okay, so if your inductive susceptance or capacitive susceptance goes on increasing, it means current flowing through your inductor or capacitor will go on increasing. Okay, now we will write the components for admittance. So in the above topics we have already seen that admittance is made up of two parameters, conductance and susceptance. So now we will write the mathematical formulas for them. So impedance in rectangular form can be given as resistance plus minus reactance. Okay, so if it is plus, it means it is inductive reactance. If it is minus, it means it is capacitive reactance. Okay, so we can write two conditions here. So Z can be R plus JXL. So if it is plus, it means it is inductive reactance. If it is minus, it means it is capacitive reactance. So minus JXC. Okay. So now we are comparing your Z with admittance. So we can also write formula for admittance. So your formula for admittance will be like this. Now it is made up of two parts, conductance, okay, and susceptance. Okay, but now here your sign will get reversed, so minus plus you are getting. Okay, so what you can write over here, your admittance is combination of conductance and susceptance. Okay, so susceptance may be inductive or may be capacitive, so we will get two conditions. So this you are getting. Now y will be equal to G minus JBL, means if you are having inductive susceptance, then it should be indicated with minus sign. If you are having capacitive susceptance, then it should be indicated with plus sign, and conductive part is always positive. Okay, so these two equations you are getting, but many books do not indicate BL or BC. Okay, so we can also write like this. So here you can see only B letter is used. So how we can identify it is inductive susceptance? So look at the sign. So if you are having minus sign, inductive susceptance is always my negative. So you can identify this is inductive susceptance. And here plus sign is used. So definitely B is nothing but BC, means capacitive susceptance. So in this way we can indicate the components of admittance. Okay, this is rectangular representation. We can also represent admittance in polar form. So it will be like this. So this is polar representation of admittance. So polar form consists of magnitude and phase angle. So we will write the formula for magnitude. So what is magnitude? It is equal to the square root of resistive part and real part and imaginary part. So what is the real part we are having here? G. Okay, so G square plus imaginary part. So what is the imaginary part? Susceptance is imaginary. Okay, so root of G square plus B square, this is nothing but your magnitude. Okay, and what is phase angle? It is tan inverse of imaginary part. So what is imaginary part? B upon real part. So it is conductance. So B upon G. So two possibilities you are getting. Mod of Y will be equal to G square plus minus BL square. Means in case of inductor, your imaginary part becomes negative. Okay. In case of capacitance, your imaginary part is positive. So plus BC square. Okay. So this is your magnitude. And what about phase angle? Phi will be equal to tan inverse of minus BL upon G. So if your circuit contains inductance, then you will get negative phase angle, and if your circuit contains capacitance, then you will get plus BC upon G. So you will get positive phase angle. Okay. So in this way you can represent admittance in rectangular as well as polar forms, both in case of inductive susceptance and capacitive susceptance. Okay. So friends, suppose you are having a RLC combination, then we can represent this as R, this as plus JXL, okay, and this as minus JXC. Okay, so this is representation of circuit using complex algebra or complex notation. Now suppose I want to measure impedance of this circuit. Okay, so that will be indicated by Z. But now suppose you want to measure admittance of this circuit, then you have to find out the dual of this circuit. Okay, means you have to convert R, XL and XC into their equivalent parameters. Okay, so how this is possible? So friend, this will be your equivalent circuit. So here we are having Z. So here Z will be converted into Y, means impedance is converted into admittance. Now here we are having R, so R will be converted into conductance. Resistance is converted into conductance. Okay. Now inductive reactance is converted into inductive susceptance. Okay. So this will be JB, but reactance is positive, susceptance is opposite, means for positive reactance you will get negative susceptance. Okay, so this will be minus JBL, and here we are having plus JXC minus JXC, so here you will get plus JBC. Okay, so reactance, capacitive reactance will be converted into capacitive susceptance. So in this way you can convert any circuit into its dual circuit. Okay, so these two circuits are equivalent of each other. Now friends, next we will study is admittance triangle. So admittance triangle will indicate the graphical relation between three parameters: admittance, susceptance and conductance. Okay, so admittance triangle can be drawn for any particular circuit. So suppose we are taking example of series RL circuit. Okay, so first I will draw the impedance triangle and then I will show you how to convert it into admittance triangle. Now what is the mathematical formula for impedance? If you are having RL circuit, then R plus JXL, and what is the admittance? G minus JBL. So this is mathematical relationship. Now we have to show graphical relation between them. So first draw the impedance triangle. So what you will get? So this type of triangle you will get. So here you are having two parts. So resistance indicate real part. So real part is always taken on x-axis. So R will be on real axis. XL is it with J operator. So it is always taken on y-axis, because y-axis is imaginary axis, and the third hypotenuse forming here, it is nothing but your impedance. Okay, so this is your impedance triangle, and the angle between this lower side and this hypotenuse is nothing but your phase angle phi. So this is your impedance triangle. Now we have to draw the admittance triangle. So admittance is exactly opposite of impedance triangle, so it will look like this. So this type of triangle you will get. So instead of resistance, now you will get conductance. So it is always positive. So here it will remain as it is. Now instead of plus XL, now what you are getting? Minus JBL. So this is your minus BL. So it will be in the downward side due to the negative sign. And what about this hypotenuse? This hypotenuse is nothing but your admittance. And the angle between G and Y is nothing but your phase angle phi. Okay, so why we are getting negative phase angle? Because of this minus sign. Here XL was positive. Okay, so you were getting positive phase angle. So in this way you can draw admittance triangle for any circuit. So it will be exactly opposite of impedance triangle. Okay, so impedance triangle. Okay, so I hope you must have got complete idea about admittance, susceptance and conductance. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you really like this, press the like button and share this with your friends. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.